While he's going through probably one of the toughest periods of his life, learning to adjust and trying to figure shit out, his girlfriend's on Instagram saying this.
Y'all know your girl has been traveling, living life. My life is truly amazing.
The internet went from jokes to straight chaos the moment Cenat's girlfriend finally spoke up, and the tone of her message said everything before people even finished reading it. 1 minute she was being dragged online, the next she flipped the script and told her side like she'd been holding it in for weeks. According to her, the situation wasn't some sneaky setup or secret plan like people ran with online, and she made it clear that the rumors had twisted the story way out of control. She claimed she never expected that moment to go viral, let alone be tied to NBA YoungBoy's name in such a loud way. The clip started moving faster than the truth, and before she could even react, the narrative was already written for her by strangers who didn't know a thing about what really happened. She explained that the night people keep replaying online wasn't about clout, cheating, or betrayal the way social media painted it. She said she wasn't hiding, wasn't sneaking around, and definitely wasn't moving like she had something to cover up. According to her, people forget that being seen in the same space doesn't automatically mean something went down. She pointed out how fast fans jump to conclusions just because NBA YoungBoy's name carries weight and controversy everywhere it goes. In her words, once his name got attached, nobody cared about context anymore, they just wanted drama. And once the blogs caught it, there was no slowing it down. What really hit hard was how she addressed Kai without even saying his name directly. She talked about loyalty, pressure, and how relationships get tested when millions of eyes are watching your every move. She admitted that dating someone as famous as Kai comes with non-stop assumptions, constant judgment, and people waiting for you to mess up just so they can say, "I told you so."
Y'all know your girl has been traveling, living life. My life is truly amazing.
She made it clear that she never tried to embarrass him or put him in a bad spot, and that hurt was coming more from the public reaction than anything that happened in real life. That part alone had fans split because some believed her instantly, while others felt like it was too little, too late. She also addressed the idea that she was caught, saying that word alone already shows how unfair the situation became. In her mind, getting caught means doing something wrong, and she said she didn't see it that way at all. She explained that the moment was taken out of context, clipped, reposted, and turned into a storyline that fed people's need for chaos. She didn't deny being there, but she pushed back hard against the assumptions attached to it. That's where things got tense, because the internet doesn't like gray areas. It wants a villain or a victim, nothing in between. Then came the part where she talked about the emotional toll, and that's when the tone shifted from defensive to raw. She said waking up to thousands of comments judging her character felt unreal, like watching strangers write a fake version of her life in real time. She mentioned how easy it is for people to forget there's a real person on the other side of the screen, dealing with anxiety, stress, and fear. She didn't cry on camera or beg for sympathy, but the frustration was clear in every line she posted. She said she stayed quiet at first because she hoped the truth would settle things, but silence just made the rumors louder.
Say to you guys tonight is really take care of your mental health. I just noticed that recently I just been going through things in my head.
What really shook fans was when she hinted that this situation exposed cracks that were already there, not because of cheating, but because of pressure. She said relationships under public microscopes don't get the luxury of private mistakes or quiet conversations. Everything turns into content, opinions, and hashtags before you even get time to process it yourself. She didn't say they were done, and she didn't say they were good either, leaving everyone hanging in that uncomfortable space. That alone sparked even more debate because people started reading between lines that weren't even written. By the end of her statement, one thing was clear. She wasn't trying to be messy. She was trying to be heard. She wanted people to know there's always more than one side, especially when fame and viral moments collide. Whether fans believe her or not, she definitely shifted the conversation from jokes to something heavier. And now that she's spoken, the pressure moves differently because silence is no longer the loudest voice in the room. Once her side hit the timeline, the reaction split instantly, and the internet did what it always does when clarity threatens chaos. It picked teams fast.
All right, and the winner for Best Stream Collab is Cenat and LeBron James!
Some fans said her explanation made sense and pointed out how quick people are to accuse women when a famous name pops up in the mix. Others weren't buying it at all and claimed the damage was already done the moment the footage surfaced. What made it worse was Kai's silence, because when the loudest streamer in the room doesn't speak, people fill in the blanks however they want. Every hour without a response made the theories grow wilder, and the comments got meaner by the minute. NBA YoungBoy's name hanging over the situation didn't help either, because his reputation alone turns anything into a headline. People weren't just reacting to what they saw, they were reacting to what they assumed comes with him. That's when blogs started framing the story like a scandal instead of a misunderstanding, pushing the idea that something shady had to be going on. She pushed back on that energy indirectly, saying that being associated with someone controversial doesn't mean you automatically share their story or choices. But once the internet decides a narrative feels juicy, facts become optional. Meanwhile, Kai's fans were torn, and that tension spilled everywhere. Some said he deserved answers, others said the public never should have been involved in the first place. Clips of his old streams started resurfacing, with people dissecting jokes, reactions, and random comments like they were clues in some mystery. Every laugh, every pause, every past moment got replayed and overanalyzed like it meant something deeper. That kind of scrutiny doesn't just hit one person, it shakes the whole relationship, even if nothing actually happened that night. She also made it clear that what hurt most wasn't just the rumors, but how fast people erased her identity and reduced her to a headline. She said she felt like a character in someone else's drama, instead of a real person with boundaries. Being labeled before being heard took a toll, and she admitted it made her question whether privacy even exists when you're connected to fame. That part resonated with a lot of viewers, especially those who've watched similar situations play out with other creators. Fame doesn't just magnify moments, it distorts them. As the days passed, the conversation shifted from what happened to what happens next, and that's where things got even messier. Some fans demanded Kai address it directly. Others warned that speaking could make things worse. Every move felt risky because once you respond publicly, you lose control of how it's chopped, clipped, and reposted. She hinted that private conversations matter more than online explanations, but that didn't stop people from demanding closure they weren't entitled to. The internet doesn't wait for healing, it waits for content. What really kept the situation alive was how relatable it became despite the fame. People saw their own relationships in the mess, the misunderstandings, the trust issues, the pressure from outside voices. That's why opinions were so loud, because everyone projected their own experiences onto the situation. Some saw betrayal, others saw bad timing, and some just saw another example of how social media turns moments into weapons. No matter where people landed, the story stopped being just about her and became a mirror for everyone watching. By the end of it all, her statement didn't end the drama, it just changed the temperature. It forced people to slow down and at least consider that viral moments don't always equal truth. Whether Kai chooses to speak or stay quiet, the situation already left a mark, not because of what was proven, but because of how fast judgment travels online. One clip, one assumption, and suddenly lives feel like public property. And that's the real lesson sitting under all the noise, even if most people aren't ready to admit it yet.